Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Shifts by him. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Faking the give to Lindsay. Here's Locke. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And given 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Eluding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
29.
Carr. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Block to throw on 2nd down. That is incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. He's got his tight end fan. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Come on, set. 18, Gator.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
9 yards on the gain there, so from 2nd and 19, now we've got a 3rd and 10. Here's Riddick. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Niggas talking crazy, but I know I heard my bed out. Got his ass up.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
This is disrespectful politics. I never feel fuck. Niggas act like bitches spend the bill for your pennies up. That's why you just can't gain it. You can
A
have
good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
This thing got on her and King Brown. He ain't doing that. You instead of making this, so pick your brother up. They probably still do that.
Here's Carr. Uncorks one for Davis. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Oakland. Trevor Davis, his first touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And an alley to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Phillip Lindsay, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. From the gun, it's Carr. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Throwing again on second down. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Shotgun now for Carr. Completes it to Davis. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Only took them 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short game.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give right side. It's Grant. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Locke to throw. He's going to air one out. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big game.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass action. This a quick pass to Davis. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on third and medium. Proved to be the right call. First and 10. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles? The coach. The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be a second and long. On the ground, it's ready. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. On third and long, it's locked. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. And this kick will be touched down as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they sequence things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Another try after the first down sack. Carr, and he will find Davis. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. And I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously with the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos get a bit closer.
That's some bullshit.
Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you ran some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Carr now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the... man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? or be angry, or be...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. He'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
They're trying to show they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run on first down. Grant. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. A Raider first down, 17 yards. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. He'll let this go for the end zone.
See, bro.
And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board.
Let's get shit done, boy.
On second down, Jacobs.
God damn, so fast.
Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 25 yards that time. On first down, Carr.
God damn, boy, if you don't block.
Sacked back at the 22. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Carr now to throw. This one caught by Davis. Well, the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Carr. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be swallowed up.
Man, shit else to do. Niggas don't want to fucking block.
Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Trying to get things kick-started for them. And you know, in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Another run by Lindsey. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Right, in the period run, once he just started in, once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Last time I checked, we up 3.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Locke on the bootleg. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there is just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out. Not what they wanted, and you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Lock gonna throw, and he's gonna go down again. Boy, a real head scratcher there. And goodness, that means this next drive is gonna begin first and goal already at the 5-yard line. Breaking the huddle, first and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. He gets this one to Johnson, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. To throw, it's caught. This is caught.
That's a touchdown,
and
dog.
this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, third and 1. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's third and goal. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? Now Carr. And it's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, it was third and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That has a feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, they had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
This is fielded at the goal line. He will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Now in the East Bay. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover and the net trap. And pressure coming, and they got it once again.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's second and 21. Here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 44. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
This nigga ready to play down all 5 minutes, bro. Fuck you, you can't fuck no nigga, that's all I need. Motherfucker bleed this like I bleed again. Oh, damn,
lost the
cuz.
football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. The 30. Past the 20. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. That one may not cost him in the end, but still, obviously something the coach wants to avoid.
Oh, without a doubt. It won't cost the team because it wasn't on the scoreboard, but it will cost the player who gave up the football.
McManus's point after is good, and that will shave one more off this lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
God damn,
and he goes down. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller, picks up his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw his car. And he goes down. It's a sack.
Damn.
They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Von Miller able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Carr. He'll get this one complete to Davis. Play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Beast on the track like Wolverine.
The Broncos are on the field ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. They'll try and run forward with Lindsey. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field.
Can't go pick a
We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there, and they're going to get a delay. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Now Riddick. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. On 2nd and 15 now. Locke. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. They'll have a first down past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. A gain of 32 that time. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Carr going to look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now Carr again. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. One final try for Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And the Raiders pick it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The offenses have success. You can say they've run wild a little bit. Time for the defenses. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Partner, I think the thing I'm going to take away from this game is that ending. Still hard to believe they score on the final play, and then for some salt on the wound, they go for 2 just to widen the margin.
Not to mention, they already had the lead when they scored on the final play. So I don't know if everyone on the team is a fantasy football player, and they're like, hey, get more points for our guys. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe a coach is looking ahead and saying, you know something, the more points we have might be the tiebreaker. But boy, what a way to finish it.
So for Oakland, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, Coach, the tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Now Trubisky to throw. Pressure comes and Trubisky goes down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Chicago. 46 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Oh, my God, hold your fucking block, dude.
Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. On second down, here's Mixon. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the forward Amos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hell yeah.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll go with Darius Geis, who missed all of 2018 with injury. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right?
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that doesn't
These niggas are everywhere.
Well, you know what? A good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Trubisky. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 32 on the play. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline.
Oh my God, boy, you cannot throw for shit.
Showed off the arm
Stupid ass little boy.
no avail. 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. A game there of 30 big ones. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions, they're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up even more big plays.
On first down, Trubisky to mix it on the check down. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Trubisky to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is what force means force. Got to be physical in order to win this game.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I I think is making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
Give it to the horses.
Without a doubt, they're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
My whole block, she a silly bitch. She even fucked the odds.
It's always a goal that's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
She give me top, then I kick her out. Bye-bye.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point kicker. Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bad.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Trubisky.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Took a pretty good shot.
30 niggas in one spot, bro.
Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Trubisky will throw. And Robinson with a big catch. Yeah, he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A Chicago first down. The former Jag, Allen Robinson, on the catch from Trubisky. Trubisky on first down. He'll complete this one to Patterson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Trubisky. They'll roll him out right. Got a man, it's Patterson complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Nixon will try the right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 8 on the year. As the Bears push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down. That is, this situation, they've had to punt it away twice. So they're seriously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Now Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete. They made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So into their territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. This complete to the former Longhorn Marcus Johnson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 15 there. The Packers have a first. Rodgers now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's going to have to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again, Rodgers. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And he returns it to his own 18-yard line. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's a position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take the ball the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Trubisky looking deep, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. I know, but hold on, let's finish. You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensive. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Joe Mixon. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
Certainly could, but think about it from an offensive perspective right now. They got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play that?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock with your wins advantage.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively, but he's got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Take it at the 37. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
All black bands with the chrome pipes. Run my own shit on my own rights. Press my own line, got my own stripes.
Got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is sealed at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So
this is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete, now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Not stop them. Find him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking for the gun. Rodgers. He's going to go for a quick play downfield. He's got a man. Complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll turn them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their
first down carry by Jones. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play. They're holding him in the game.
He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. Taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Bears will get the football back. So this time, field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at the 40. Like right at the 50. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a game that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On 2nd down now, Mixon. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Dancing to his left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Mixon. And all the way down inside the 5 and the 4. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Big serious right here. You got to step alert.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
They come out here in the eye. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick 6, and they decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Below Nichols just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. To try again after the sack. Rodgers, he finds his man Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive. And here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
What the fuck you still trying to kick a field goal?
Now Rodgers. And his throw
Kick a
is
field goal,
incomplete.
bro.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked
You're not
multiple
scoring
times.
here.
We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the
You're not
pressure,
scoring
the
here, bro.
backside
Kick a
being
field
ball
goal.
hawks and picking passes off.
Damn, at least get 3 points on the
Take
board.
a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Rodgers now to throw. He holds
This
it.
nigga let him score.
Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, touchdown number 15 of the year. And his guys are able to get a score back. Crosby connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. But the game, certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Kenny Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Alert. Check 31, check 31. Check.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it cost him. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw, it's Rodgers. It's caught by Bryant. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Trubisky will throw. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. He'll tell the owner to get that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers now. Gonna throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And some room to maneuver. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that we weren't prepared.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they just had that pick-6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning them to a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make it a goal.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Eddie Goldman able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise or throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Trubisky. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is caught off a deflection. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Chicago, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, this was...
That nigga stupid.
No, it's gonna be cheaper. I'm not. Hey, let me go down with it, baby. You in the car with me. You gotta say it's yours. You didn't know you was scared of me. You didn't know I was gonna try some shit, so you kept a weapon on you. I didn't know that. You ain't gotta use your first offender. I'm gonna get you right out. Call me young Reaper. I'm high, I'm running fever. If I don't blow my reefer, they bitch don't know me either. Try to look like he a beater, and I hope they feel a Peter. Put 3 up in my leader. My diamond come from Kenya. Another way. Come on, another diamond come from Kenya. Another way. Another way. Come on, another way. About to come a whole nother way. About to come a whole nother way. This a whole nother way. This a whole nother way. This a whole nother face. Got a whole nother case. Couple shows in the safe. I've been running from the dates. This a whole nother day. Shit. So a whole lot of weight. Made a whole lot of cake. Ride with a lot of cake. Shoebox, no safe. 2 chops, 2 cake. Stash house, no bank. Flex, blue face, no chase. Hanging with some stops and slips. You know we going 8. That bananas on the cake. It ain't away with magic cake. Drunk like a parade. Then we clapping like a parade. Used to serve a lot of cheese. Just to go and get the cheese. Yeah, young nigga up now. Big bucks now. My Jerry bust down. Diamonds popping Sam's out. Bitch, give me my crowd. King shit, take a bow. Keep my rolling up. Put the paddock on. Don't try. Come a whole nother way. 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 Bitch. About to come a whole nother way. About to come a whole nother way. Catch the drip, I'm on down. Poppin' shit, I'm top shelf. I'm protecting myself. Still protecting my wealth. Take the rest of my pills. Pop the rest of my sales. Then invest in my health. Then I invest in myself.
That bitch got bad. Pull up on them birthday, man. I think these pussy niggas lying shit. I think y'all do.
Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. Every day I wake up on rich nigga shit. I
Isn't that the meaning of